we go.
We live?
We are live, yeah.
Good.
Is that a bouquet of flowers behind you? I just realised that.
No, it's, we'll do some promo for Jenny Bell next.
Yeah.
This is a thank you gift to the teachers from Megan's mum. Cute, isn't it?
That is sweet.
Like a little
Teachers?
wreath.
What teachers? School teachers?
Wreaths at 32. It's called.
Oh.
Anyone watching.
Is that the school? What, the school teachers?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I swear all your school teachers are on strike the whole time.
Yeah. That's for Jackson's school, not Teddy and Alba's.
Oh, so there's only two there.
Teddy and Alba's getting a present. Jackson's isn't.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But it's nearly the bloody last week of the year now. I can't believe it.
I know. It's mad, isn't it?
They're going to be off for 6 weeks. That's going to be fun. It's going to be really fun.
I can't believe it. It's I'm not there yet, but how we like live in that. Like I still I'm living in that kind of like, the year when it's like a full 12 months.
Yeah.
And everyone else lives in the year of like 6 weeks on, 1 week off, 6 weeks on, like, as in needing to deal with that. Or not, it's not 6 weeks on, 1 week off, is it? It's 6 weeks on and then mad panic of what are we going to do for a week.
Yeah.
Then 6 weeks back to normality, and then a mad panic of what we're going to do for 3 weeks.
Honestly, it's like, to be fair, we've got a couple of holidays and stuff away, so we're hopefully not going to be. It's trying to fill them with things to do. It costs an absolute fortune, like to go places and do things, especially when there's 3 of them.
Yes.
Like, there's only so many times you can go to the park and feed the ducks. Like, then it's like the jump 360 and pictures and all that. It's just, it gets.
Are they like are the boys? They're like video game age now. They can just be left to play video games.
I hate that. I'm proper. I hate it. I hate them being sat
Really?
in front of a screen. Yeah, none of them have iPads or anything like that. Jackson's only just got a phone this year when he started secondary school.
So they don't have iPads at all.
No, Alba's got like this tablet thing from Amazon, but it's been when we started the renovation, we put it in the garage. It's been in the garage for 18 months, and the builders found it the other day and give her it. But she doesn't even play on it because it's not as iPads are proper easy and accessible, aren't they? Like really easy to use. This iPad, this Fire tablet thing isn't. It's cheap, like it was only 30 odd quid, but you get what you pay for, definitely.
Oh, you do. Like Paris, he has an iPad, but it's like he has my old iPad. But like, going
to be into tech, wasn't he?
Yeah, like he like that. He's got like an iPad Mini, and he's like a machine on it. He's absolutely insane. He does stuff I don't even know, and he's only like 2.5, and he literally was playing Minecraft on it yesterday, and I was like, how is he doing that? The little touch screen stuff. And I was like, my wife was like, oh, he's always done it, but we didn't. We were anti screens, but we think he's got ADHD, so it's like we looked into it, and they were like, actually, it's the only thing that kind of hyper focuses him in.
Yeah.
And because we live in a small house, if he's got an iPad, we can watch TV because we don't have to have like.
Yeah, like I'm not opposed, like as in like it's not as if I'm against it. I'd rather them play out or play with the toys or do something. I hate Teddy's the worst for it. Like if you let Teddy sit in front of the TV or play on the Xbox, he's just gone. He's zoned out, like proper. So I'm always like, no, get outside, go and play. I hate the thought of them being sat in front of the screen because they're only little for so long. It's like this much, and then they're not little anymore. They're going to be looking at screens all their life.
I love that. I love it. So today's topic, what are we talking about today?
The Office. Yes.
Not the TV show.
No, not the TV show. The Office, as in what? Well, if I'm totally honest, The Office.
Yeah, be honest.
Right. So The Office has been really good, right, in terms of feeling like, without sounding corny, as if you've actually got a proper business, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, you working from home on my own, like in my house, whether I was with Millie or Meg or everyone, I always felt as if I hadn't like established myself without an office. So when I got The Office, it sort of like ticked off a box in my head. And for the business to be like, yeah, we've got an office, just sounds good, doesn't it? We've got an office.
I know exactly what you mean.
But after a few months, in reality, it's a waste of money. It is. Like, it's served its purpose in terms of, I feel as if it's established the company. I feel as if I've done that thing I needed to do for me. I think I always needed to do it and say I've got an office and have an office. But because we can do everything from a phone or a computer, like, how am I meant to say to the advisors, right, you need to come in the office. You need to come in the office. Like, honestly, Becca's here today and I'm shocked. Like, say hello, Becca. Hi. Like, they're never in. They never come in. And I'm like, is anyone come in the office? Is anyone come in the office? Then obviously when I've been working from home because I'm trying to project manage the construction, that's then no one's in. So they end up being either, there's only ever Millie and Meg are the only two who ever come, are in it, always in here all the time. Sometimes just Millie. So it's like, you're paying all that money out, and in reality, is it worth it really? Like, it's very good. I think if you had staff where they had to be in, then working from an office is 1,000,000% the right way to go. But when you can do it from anywhere and they're doing what they need to do, how are you meant to, like, what am I meant to do? Say, right, well, no, it's not good enough, you have to come in the office. Because I remember when I used to work at my old firm, there used to be a thing of like, why haven't you been in? Why haven't you been in? And I think, I'm hitting my targets, I'm doing everything you need me to do. Why do I need to come in? I don't like being in the office. I didn't find the office a constructive place to work. I found it very distracting. Better when I used to be better when I was on my own. I had to just get on and do what I needed to do. Whereas if you go to the office, it's like, even that stuff like just driving there and getting there and getting parked and then getting in and then having to go back, especially if you've got kids and stuff. So I think I'm sodding the office off in September.
Is that the goal?
Yeah, I'm going to, because it's not. I know, and I thought that.
What was that?
2:00. Meg's just gone, today's flew by.
It's like just completely shot the flow out of there. And then you literally like, I'm getting rid of it. And then Meg just, do you know what? Today's flown by today. That is a.
She's Meg.
I've got Meg coming on my podcast. I might have to rethink that now.
Oh.
I'm joking.
But no, I just think I think I could spend the money on better things in terms of like doing stuff I'd rather have. Like, you can do things like, there's a place in the uni where it's like pop-up hours type thing. Like, so say you want to have a day, you can just hire it for the day. Or say you want to go to a meeting, you can go there. Like, and even in terms of providers and BDMs and things, there's not a lot of face-to-face anymore, is there? Like, you've probably had 4 or 5 BDMs in a year. So it's like,
it's not really needed. I think you're right. Like, it's changed. I mean, it's post-COVID. I mean, obviously pre-COVID it would be very different, but post-COVID no one's going to do it. And still Zooms and phone calls and I think. So what will be your? Will you have an office at home then? Will you? What's the kind? Will you be able to place for staff to come to?
I'm gonna have an office in the house, and obviously the girls can come and work from my house if they want to. I think sometimes it's nice. I think as long as you know you've got somewhere. So like, say Becca only came in once a week. It might be that week she just wanted to get out the house or wanted to do, I don't know, have complete silence or not be like you just said before we started, like separate house and work.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know. One of them might need a bit of a push or feeling like they've hit a wall. So I don't think that it's never going to be a point where you need to have your team around you or you need some support. But as long as I'm comfortable with them coming to my house, I don't see what the difference is really. No clients ever come here, ever. I've never actually never had one. Jess had one, yeah. Jess has had one client come to the office in a year. So out of 6 advisors, there's one appointment occurred. You can't justify paying £1,500 a month for that.
No, it's one ridiculous. Appointment. And no, I think that the office stuff very much. Again, there is different things for it, but a lot of it comes down to, as you said, about you. Not saying you specifically, but the person wanting to be the business, like wanting to have, like, we've got an office, we've got a premises. Like, I know
status thing, isn't it?
Ego, isn't it? It's ego driven. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's what that I think that, and I see this, I talk about this all the time in my videos, of knowing that that's the reason. There's so many people that justify, like, well, it's going to improve it. And you're like, is it though? You know, is it? It's a bit like, yeah.
Hasn't.
No, I always say to people when they talk about like quality of videos, people are like, this person's the best quality. Look at that. And like your staff and you guys are in a great example of like literally just pick your phone up and talk. Like it's not, and it's exactly the same thing. I think sometimes, no, you want nice looking videos for you. So you can go, look how good my videos look, not actually what the client needs. And I think it's similar with an office. It's a very similar thing of, unless you are, I think there's an element of it if you're a high street. So if you had like a high street premises and it was branded everywhere and we can walk.
Like I've seen ones on the high street, and I've lived here for 33 years and I only noticed one the other day that I've never seen before.
It's because you're in the industry now. So you're like, oh,
that's been there for that long. And I've never.
I love it when they've got the thing, been here for 60 years. And you're like, why have I just seen it then?
Yeah, like, and like, if no one's ever going to come in, really, no one's going to walk in off the street and be like, hi, can I do my insurance? Like, it's just like, if you even give people the option now, they don't want to do face to face, they just want to do phone calls. So really, I'm trying, when you're sitting, you're right, you think in your head, right, what's the pros and what's the cons? I'm struggling to find the con. Like the con of not having an office is that you haven't got a place for anyone to come and use whenever they want. Okay.
Yeah.
But if they're not using it, then what's the point in having it? Like, I can't justify having the office when the girls come in maybe once or twice a week max, if that, some of them. Like, so I can't justify paying out that amount of money to do that. And it's a very, obviously you still got to do the training, you still got to be in touch with them, you've got to make sure that you're on the ball with, you don't want to just have them working from home and feel as if they're alienated and on their own. But I feel like because we've had the office since September, and I know how much they've used it since then, and that's been the beginning of their time in the industry, if they were going to use it, it'd have been used then. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're a lot more established now, they know what they're doing, they're sort of off with it. So when are they going to, when are we all going to be here? Like, I don't worry you. Even like when Hardy was here, we were all here, but we were out as well. Like we went, I don't know, I think it's
not
overrated.
The same.
The office is overrated. And I think I'd be interested to know what other people do, because I am a little bit nervous about it, because I feel as if, like, is that me taking a step back? Like,
yes.
Not having an office, is that me taking a step back and I'm not as established anymore? I'm not as...
So I know what you mean. A great example on that, like, because I know someone. So, Alex Curtis. I know you've Alex Curtis, the lead engine. Yeah. So he's a good friend of mine. He had an incredible office, because he literally lives down the road, and they had this amazing office in Peterborough. It was all kitted out. All the staff were in there. It was all like, had recording spaces. It was really cool. And when he used to talk about it, and he'd say, in his industry, that was his, being in the digital kind of marketing space, he was like, of all of his friends, he was the only one who had an office. He was like really like proud of it. He was like, everyone else is remote. They don't, they don't want an office. They're saying that. And he said, but we have the office, and that's what separates us. And then when COVID hit, they took the office away and they got rid of it. And he talks about it all the time. And he's like, I was so wrong. Like so wrong. He said, I thought that people would take us seriously. He said, no one comes to the office. If they did come to the office, that client, we could have met in a proper nice coffee bar or some form of, if they really wanted that. And he was like, and actually it significantly reduced our overheads and allowed us to scale larger, because people started work quicker and were more, like, he said, it just was wrong. He said, I was so wrong. He said, I can't believe that it took me that long to figure it out. And it was a very similar thing of you. Like, there was a fear of, will people notice, and think it's, I'm not as good. And actually his business is much, much more successful since. And he now just has his office in his house.
Yeah, well, imagine if you could, like, to say that £1,500 a month, imagine that, put that into training or courses or doing like extra advertising. Like, actually, I've never done paid advertising. Put that into £1,500 worth of paid advertising.
Yeah.
it is a lot of money. It's a lot, and it's one of those things where it's like really bitter pill to swallow. Like I keep saying to Katie, I can't believe I've spent, is it about 18 grand? Is that how much it is roughly? Or 16?
Yeah, it's about 18, isn't it? Let's have a look. I'm not very good at numbers, which is
I think it is. Yeah, I think it's 18.
Yeah, it is.
So 18 grand. I haven't wasted because obviously
you got one client had a nice little meeting, so that's worth it.
But do you remember when me, Millie, and Meg were in that room, and we could touch each other? This like when that got knocked down. Remember when it was? Mil, do you remember when it first, the extension, when they first started knocking it through, and we were still sat in there, and they'd knocked down the bathroom and they'd knocked down the other side, and they just left us like a little island in the middle of the house, my office, and they were like, "When are you going? Like, we need to knock this down." So we needed to. Like, there was no way we could have worked where it was, but I probably would have been all right by like March. Like, I needed a 6-month lease, not a 12-month lease. So the last 6 months.
Should have stayed in your old place. The one that was before that was quite nice. The little one with the yellow walls.
Well, it was free as well.
Yeah, that was great. That one. That was a lovely little.
That was perfect. But it's the same thing again. Like, really, it was just I don't think we need it. I'm confident in my staff that they're motivated enough to do whatever they need to do for more. But at the end of the day, the job's self-motivated. If you aren't.
Oh yeah, if they don't do it, then they'll be weeded out anyway, so it doesn't matter.
And they know that, like, and they know if they need help, they know to ring me. Don't you, Becca? Don't you, Becca? Honestly, sick to death of it, Ring me. I don't want to bother you. Ring me. I don't want to bother you. Just fucking ring me. Like, as long as they know they can ring me, and I'm here, or if they need to come round, the can, then I think as long as we've got that support, then why do you need an office? Like, you're not going to come and sit
on that. Your staff, just completely not even connected, but just saying, Becca and everyone there, like, I've just seen everybody's content everywhere at the moment. Your like protection parent people are just absolutely everywhere at the moment.
The mint Anna.
Every time I open up social media, I'm seeing someone from the protection parent. So shout out to them. Very good. But no, I love that. So what's your parting words then on giving up the office? Don't do it.
No. Don't let your ego get in the way of doing what's right, because I very nearly let my ego overtake me, and I even looked for another office just because I thought I need to have a separate office to be a proper business, but you don't. As long as you're doing your business right, it doesn't matter where you're doing it from.
End of the day, it's about the bottom line. If you're a profitable business, that's the thing that people care about.
Yeah.